Today on GEMP, fuck yeah, it's gonna be offensive, fuck yeah, topical, fuck yeah, political, fuck yeah, Jesse's mom's here, fuck yeah, we're covering Team America World Police, fuck yeah!
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Guilty Movie Pleasures.
Oh, fuck yeah! We're doing the awkward puppet dance, which is one of my favorite things about this movie.
That's my main dance. I know I normally do the shake weight dance, but it's only because I'm actively trying not to do the puppet dance.
I like it.
Thank you.
You have two dances in your repertoire.
Two, and that's it. And trust me, the shake weight dance I've had to work on and focus on.
Now, I know your mom's here, but I've always made the joke that the shake weight dance looks like you're just like jerking off the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of
right, specifically the Lakers.
Because they're all tall.
Yeah, no, I got your reference. I just wanted to follow up.
Oh man, this is one of those episodes where if you see me blush 400 times,
yeah.
Jesse's mom is in the audience tonight. She's off camera, just as our live studio audience.
She wasn't interested in being on camera or being heard on camera. So
we tried really hard.
We really desperately wanted her to, because this is the perfect movie for her to be in studio for.
Or the worst movie ever to cover with your mom in the room.
Yeah, you could take it either way.
Did your mom watch any of this?
So she didn't watch the first hour 15, and then I watched the end of it.
Oh no!
This morning, and she was like reading her book in the adjacent room.
You heard the end speech?
She heard the end speech, and the speech finished, and like everyone was clapping or whatever, and she goes, "This movie's kind of raunchy, isn't it?"
What's funny is it's been a while since my wife saw it, and she came down the steps, and as I was recording the sound clip for the final speech, and she sat there and she was like, "What is wrong with this movie?" And I was like, "No, it ties into earlier when a bum tells him this before he does a 6-minute throw-up session."
It's a callback.
And I'm like, now I feel like I have to defend why I love this movie so much.
You should have just been like, "This is actually not for the podcast. I'm recording this as my outgoing message
just as like motivation."
Yeah.
Because I'm a dick and I gotta fuck that asshole. Oh my God, your mom's right here as I just said that. Anyways,
you're quoting. You're not quoting. That's not an original thought.
Opinion.
It's not an original thought.
So I want to get into, when I first saw this on a date back in college.
Perfect.
And the girl I went with was not as big of a fan as I am. She wasn't a huge fan of vulgar humor and violence. And
so this is really good choice.
Kind of like the time I went on a date to American Psycho on a first date. I have really bad. And then I made Renee, the first movie I ever made my now wife watch was The Host, this weird Korean monster movie that I love, but she was like, "What's happening? I thought this was going to be like Jaws." And it's like a genre-bending, amazing film, but if you're not ready for it, you're like, what's going on?
So you just dive into the deep end.
You know what?
You're not afraid.
It's a litmus test. It's like, hey, this is my barometer.
Yeah.
If you can hop on the weird movie train right off the bat, then you're a keeper. And she did. She's a keeper.
Can you hang? That's first date with Ben Begley.
First date with
Can you hang?
Team America, she couldn't really hang.
Couldn't hang.
Because, I mean, and the violence in this, it's shockingly violent, even though they're puppets.
They're puppets.
Halfway through the movie, I was like, if this was done, this could never be done live action.
No.
Because just the fact that like the Panama Canal gets blown up and there's hundreds of dead bodies,
and Janine Garofalo's head comes half off. It's not that. I think hers is the one where just the top of her.
No,
head
Sam
comes
Jackson gets. Yeah, Sam Jackson gets the top of his like the top upper mandible. Is that it?
Is he the one that gets his head kicked off?
He gets his head kicked off. Yeah. She gets it shot and it just blows up the back of her head.
Or something. Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get to that.
All right.
So when I first saw this movie, I loved it. I was always like, I liked South Park, but I was never like a huge South Park guy like some people are. I love the movie, and I've seen episodes. Lately, when I watch it, I'm kind of like, half the episode I'm like, this is hysterical and some of the funniest social commentary out there, and half of it I'm like, this is annoying and juvenile. And watching Team America again, because I've seen it, I used to watch it every 4th of July as like my ridiculous sort of patriotic movie.
As your ode to the United States.
Yeah, well, I mean, it gets more and more like Team America every year.
Sure.
So, but I loved it when I first saw it in theaters. I thought it was hilarious. I bought the soundtrack, and I know most of the songs by heart. Like most people buy like the Hamilton soundtrack. I went out and bought the Team America soundtrack the next day.
Yeah.
I will say, watching it again this time, I don't know if it was because I knew your mom may have been seeing it too, but or if just the older I get, sometimes this like overtly, especially the overtly homophobic stuff that they keep bashing you over the head with, got a little old. But I still think it's really funny. It's just some of the jokes were a little bit like, all right, this time. But I'd say 75% of it I still really loved. I'm interested to see. You've never seen it.
I'd never seen it. And like you, I'm not a huge watcher of South Park.
Yeah.
I've seen episodes, but I don't love the show. I'm like just generally not that into animation.
Yeah. Just none at all.
Not
really.
really.
Even Pixar?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean like TV shows.
Okay.
Like I don't choose to watch animated TV, even the ones meant for adults. I don't. I just don't. Really
I think
watch
Adult Swim and that it's funny, but it's more like I feel like a lot of this is more like get drunk with your buddies college humor.
Yeah. But so I just wonder what this movie would be like now. Like, I wonder, because
I don't think it could be made now.
But not this specific movie.
Yeah.
I just mean, like, Matt and Trey have evolved so much as comedians that, like, I wonder what their version of this, if written right now, would be.
Maybe they should make a sequel.
Maybe.
Given, I mean, there's
Although that would, like,
much.
constrain them to the same, like, vibe. And, you know what I mean? Like, it would put too many shackles on them, I think. But.
So what do you, because the thing I thought, and then we'll get into the plot, the thing I thought is that I don't want to say this was made in a more innocent time, because it was 2004. It was 3 years after 9/11, which wasn't an innocent time.
Well, let's check your math real quick.
What's that? What did I say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
For a second there, I was like, it happened in 2001, right? Yeah, so 2004.
Never forget.
Except just now.
Except now.
So 2004, it came out, and I would argue that, yes, even though some of this is insensitive and offensive, that we as a nation kind of needed a little bit of ridiculousness and humor to, which a lot of the late night talk show people had struggled, but figured out how to make light of it. This, though, given the amount of terrorist attacks and mass shootings and crazy things that happen over and over again, certain sections of this movie just don't age very well at all. Like the Paris attack scene in the beginning and stuff, and it's not their fault. It's not like they could have foreseen that there was going to be all these awful things happening in the world.
Yeah.
But it seems almost like too much awfulness has happened since then that some of it is a little harder to laugh at now. And North Korea is a little harder to laugh at now.
Yeah.
Because it's become way more of a actual tangible threat. And living on the West Coast now,
right.
I'm like, I have a friend who works in the government, and I'm always like, just tell me if I need to leave.
Donald Trump?
Yeah, we're buds.
What?
No way, no. I have a friend who works at the CIA, and I'm like, he can't tell me anything. But I'm like, I know you can't tell me anything as it's classified, but like, just let me know if, like, I need to drive out of Los Angeles because a nuke is coming our way.
Like, how comfortable do you feel giving him your secrets? Like, super comfortable, right?
I don't want him to know that I, like, have downloaded illegal music occasionally in my life.
he's so trustworthy, though. Of all your friends, like, he's for sure not going to tell anyone.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's just used to it.
I mean, he literally told me nothing. And by a friend, I mean he's actually a friend of a friend. And so I was asking a ton of questions when I met him.
You saw him once at a party?
Yeah,
and
I just
identified
basically...
him?
Renee gets on me all the time because I use the term friend very
friend.
loosely. I'll be like, oh, my friend. And she'll be like, that's someone you met at an audition in your Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys went out on one date. Just, you're not friends.
You're not friends. Anyways, so, I mean, how do you feel it ages?
Yeah,
you hadn't
it doesn't.
seen it. So.
It doesn't. Like, a lot of what I found funny in this movie was the stuff around the periphery and, like, the small details that they didn't even reference. The songs, most of the songs are funny.
I love the songs.
Most of the songs are funny.
Pearl Harbor sucks.
That's the best
and
one.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Wait, did I take that sound clip? Can we just play that right now because I just mentioned it? Because, yeah, number 11. I just love this song so much.
He was terrible in that film. I need you like Cuba Goody needed a bigger part. He's way better than Ben Affleck now. All I can think about is your smile and that
shitty movie too.
Pearl Harbor sucks. And I
It's like, how did they think of that as?
Because that was real. That they hated the movie Pearl Harbor.
Really?
I don't know. Like, it seems like it.
Yeah, they wrote an entire song about.
No. The best part of that song is the very end.
Miss the mark.
Yeah. when they're like, I miss you almost as much as I hated Pearl Harbor. Like they adjust.
No, I think it says I miss you just a little bit more than No, I hate Pearl Harbor just a little bit more than I miss you.
Yeah.
For me, the best things were like the spoofs of action movies, which we'll get into. But I want to know what made you laugh, what didn't make you laugh. Then we'll get into the plot.
So
I know it's very broad. Just a couple examples.
What made you laugh?
Like an example of your favorite scene.
Michael Moore double fisting hot dogs, and them never mentioning it was really, really funny.
Yeah, I will say that even though this movie's offensive, they kind of Archie Bunker it, where they make fun of everyone.
So the problem is making fun of specific people. Okay.
Yeah.
But the issue that they have run into over the passage of time is them making fun of generalities. So all the gay jokes don't play anymore.
No,
the joke about
the scene where he blows him at the end. I was like, I forgot this was in here.
Right. So that
okay.
That one maybe played out a little bit too long. The joke,
really long.
Right. I'm being kind. The joke about, or it's not a joke about anything, but the way they set up the terrorists just speaking in gibberish, and they give real French words and real Spanish words to the French speakers and Spanish speakers.
Yes, but they also I think they unilaterally do ridiculous things croissant, foulet franc. It's not actual French. It's just and they say and instead of, I think also they're picking not to do an actual terrorist language or an actual terrorist country.
Sure.
Not that countries are terrorists, but you know what I mean? An actual language to single out because they say they're from Durkistan.
Right.
So they make it, I think that's intentional to not.
Oh, 100%.
Not be let's.
And I think maybe it worked at the time, and I worry that the pendulum has swung so that now it's oh, you think basically they're making fun of. Does that make sense?
Yes,
I'm not finishing a thought.
No, I get it. But I would offer that the North Korean dialogue in the end is worse, where it's just "Poya pong ping," and that's the song. It's all these.
Well, that too. So the terrorists, but then also how Kim Jong-il. Once I can speak. His accent, he has a whole song based almost entirely on the joke that he can't pronounce things.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
And that, I feel isn't as funny as it maybe was when it was in the theaters.
See, it's hard for me because when I saw it, I thought it was super funny, and I still have this nostalgic value. This is something to open up to the audience. Tweet at us what you think ages well in this movie. If the whole thing ages well for you, awesome. The things that if it doesn't, let us know which parts you don't like. For me, I definitely think the more homophobic stuff gets a little old, where it's they call each other really ridiculous things, but. Let's get into the plot.
Well, and so just one more thing before we get into the plot. One of the other things that I thought was hilarious, and just another example of something that was never referenced, and they just sort of put it in there, was when Kim Jong-il is singing his song. He's walking through his house, and they're prisoners just tied up on the walls, and they never talk about it. And it's just it's just there as set dressing, but it's so those things to me were the funnier parts than the actual written jokes of this film.
Okay. I guess for me also just the aesthetic of the movie is hilarious, and some of my favorite moments are when they build up to these epic fight scenes and then they're just puppets flailing at each other, or when she shushes him and misses his face, his mouth completely.
Right.
I love how they place those little moments in there, so I don't think the joke gets beaten to death, but it's enough where it surprises me each time, even though I've seen it 100 times.
Sure.
I still laugh.
They space it out pretty well, so it's not every time we're done with the scene.
What's the symbol? What's the signal to let us know you're in trouble?
Yeah.
That terrorist is just taunting us. He's saying, "Kiss me, kiss me." Hey, fuck you, terrorist! It's just it's when he's saying, "It's me, it's me." Yeah. So there's, and I like that they make fun of stuff like Face Off. We'll get into that because there's tons of movies they reference in this. Let's do the plot in under 3 minutes. Are we ready in the booth, Steve? Okay.
Oh, that's a no then.
That is an absolutely not.
It's yes, but wait.
Yes, but wait. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Ready?
Yeah.
3. Okay. Almost.
3 hours?
It was 3 hours. Yeah, good God. We don't need... Okay, so we start off, and there's Team America's first mission in Paris to stop these terrorists, and they end up basically blowing up the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, the Arc de Triomphe, everything. They do more damage than the terrorists do, and they're like, don't worry, we saved you, Paris! You're welcome, America! And then we go to Gary, who's on stage in Lease, the musical, singing Everyone Has AIDS, making fun of Rent. Spotswood goes and recruits him, and he thinks he first wants to put his finger in his butt. It's weird, your mom's right here, but I said that anyways. And then he meets the team. Chris is a douche. Sarah's boyfriend gets shot in the beginning when he's about to propose, in Paris. And then he meets the rest of the team. He meets the world's worst empath, the douchebag, and then the guy who loves the other girl and talks just kind of like this. And take it away.
And so they say, we need you to save the world. We need you to act and get into these terrorists and convince them that you're a terrorist too, so you can get the information. And you can leave if you want to. And he says, all right, cool, peace.
He just leaves.
And so he leaves. And then he goes on a journey for through Washington, D.C.
A fake country song plays.
Yeah. And he realizes that this is what he's meant to do. So he comes back and joins them, and they go to Cairo, Egypt.
They valmorphinize his face first.
Yeah,
which means
put hair everywhere.
Hair and like patchy brown spots.
Yeah.
They go to Cairo.
And he infiltrates the terrorist convention, I guess,
by saying his sheeps got killed.
Yeah.
It's like a Tatooine bar, but with terrorists instead.
And then someone approaches him, and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm a terrorist. You hear of any terrorist activity happening? And so everything stops, and then they like decide that he's cool, but then they see Team America outside getting ready.
Yeah.
And so they make their escape, and then there's a big chase.
Yep.
And
they basically blow up everything, and then they go back, and they're starting to get blamed by the celebrities in the Film Actors Guild. You can draw your own conclusion with what that spells out. Alec Baldwin specifically.
And Gary leaves, right?
And Gary leaves. He's like, I got everybody killed. I can't do it again.
Yeah.
And we realize that his brother was killed. He leaves. Good God, there's a lot of other stuff that happens. There's a lot of there's the world's grossest sex scene ever happens. Yep. And then he realizes he killed everybody. It was his fault. His acting got people killed again. He says how his brother got mauled by gorillas because he had blueberries in his pocket and he was acting in the zoo. Good God. Spotswood gets blown up. We think he's dead. The team gets shot down. They're being tortured by Kim Jong-il, who's involved with everything. There's a Panama attack.
Then they end up in North Korea, right?
Yes, North Korea.
Yeah.
At this peace summit.
At a peace summit.
They've invited all the world leaders.
Yep.
Gary's come back. He does a montage. Okay, I'll take it. It's you take
training,
it.
And so then they fight all the actors. The actors are trying to trap him, even though they're very, very peaceful. They want to kill everyone.
It's super violent.
Yeah, and
showdown.
And Gary ends up on stage, and he acts. He gives this big speech about butts, about assholes, dicks, and pussies. And then everyone believes him. And then Kim Jong-il falls on a.
And he turns out to be a cockroach alien and flies off.
And then Team America wins.
Yeah, they win. Yay! Look at that. We did it early. Oh, look at that. That's never happened. Matt Damon. All right. Get real. Okay, so let's just the first thing. The first puppet shootout is ridiculously violent.
The first puppet shootout.
It's ridiculously violent and only funny because they're puppets. Otherwise, this would be horrifying.
Yeah. Let me also just say before we get started, like I didn't love every single part of this movie, but the fact that someone made a puppet musical
pretty great.
Feature film is pretty genius, and they deserve props for that. So.
I feel guilty about how much I love this movie, but I still love it.
You shouldn't.
I still love it. So yeah, we already talked about how they basically blow up more of Paris than the terrorists ever would, and they're like, "You're welcome." And then I love the puppets' reactions where they're like, what the what? Oh my God.
It was so great because I didn't know that this was coming, and they did it twice. They did it in Paris and they did it in Cairo. And it was like
they destroyed the Sphinx.
It was exactly what you always talk about. Like what were the last couple? The Mummy, and I forget Spider-Man also. I think where they just like destroy a city, like the superheroes and the protagonists of the film destroy cities and kill thousands of people, and they're just like, "You're welcome."
But they call it out in this.
They
where
call it out.
Like,
it's so good.
What?
Yeah, they're like, we saved you from the terrorists, and they have destroyed the entire city. Everything that's sacred in the city.
The terrorist is going into the Louvre. They just blow it up.
And they like a couple times are like, "Oh, we missed."
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Oh, damn, we missed.
So let's play the first sound clip, which is from Lease the Musical, which if you haven't seen Rent's an amazing, beautiful musical, but it did get overexposed, and then they made kind of a shitty movie version of it. But the musical,
says you.
The Broadway musical version of Rent, when I saw it, I cried like 6 times. It's amazing. But this Lease the Musical is pretty hilarious. Can we play clip number 1, as offensive as this is?
Well, I'm gonna march on Washington, lead the fight and charge the brigades. There's a hero inside of all of us. I'll make them see everyone has AIDS. My father, AIDS. My sister, AIDS. My uncle and my cousin and her best friend, AIDS. The gays and the straights and the whites and the spades. Everyone.
The best is everyone dancing so happy in the end in the audience, like.
The Pope has got it?
Yep. I don't know if you knew.
I'm going to march on Washington and let them know everyone has AIDS.
But this is my favorite.
Yeah.
The last
AIDS.
The last AIDS. The best is when you're the visual gag of everybody like dabbing their eyes and then being like, "Oh, happy again!" Just the juxtaposition of such drastic mood shifts in the show is so funny. And I know it's offensive. I know you shouldn't make fun of AIDS, but holy shit, that song,
just as a general rule.
Just as a general rule, don't. But they're more making fun of like
they're making fun of Rent. They're not making fun of AIDS.
Yes,
like,
yes, yeah. Where everybody does have AIDS in Rent, and it's super depressing.
But there's still like also, it's upbeat music, and it's like a rock and roll musical.
Yeah. So, anyways, then Spotswood comes in, and Spotswood has one of my favorite voices because it's also a voice actor, and not just Matt Stone and Trey Parker doing weird kind of voices, which I think are funny.
There's just a lot of Cartman.
There's a lot of
throughout
Cartman.
this whole movie. Like a lot of the characters are Cartman.
Can we play? This is just going to be a bunch of sound clips mainly. Can we play clip number 2? This is Spotswood and Gary's first meeting.
Oh, I get it. I'm supposed to get in your car and let you put your finger inside me. Then if I go down on you, I get a movie part.
No, I just want to show you something.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Please, Gary, I'm not from Hollywood. I'm not going to fuck your mouth, and my time is extremely valuable.
I think my first agent meeting went similar to that when I first got
I don't know.
Here,
I took a little bit of offense to that because I am from Hollywood and my time is also extremely valuable.
Yes, yeah. I get it. Well, yeah, that's the only difference when the agent said it. He said, I am from Hollywood and my time is...
Right.
I'm not trying to F your mouth.
Go for it.
I'm not trying to fuck your mouth, and I'm not just going to put my finger in you.
Yeah.
But I am from Hollywood.
This is even better that my mom can't hear the sound clips because now it sounds like it's literally coming from you.
It's just me saying in front of your mom, I'm not going to fuck your mouth.
I'm not going to fuck your mouth.
In case you wondered, I'm not going to do that to Jesse.
We have an agreement amongst friends. Not gonna fuck your mouth.
Holy shit! I wish you could see. Oh my god. Okay, so then they say I think it's safe to valmorphinize, which is their term for everything.
Yeah.
Which I love because it spoofs in action movies how they always have some overly technical term that means nothing.
Yeah.
And I love that this is just a general term for anything awesome that they can do as Team America, and they end up turning into a plane basically, like Mask. Remember that show in the 80s, that animated show? You're a little younger than me, but Mask, you guys remember? It was it stood for something, but it was these vehicles that would change into like planes and battle.
How many years before 9/11 was that? Sorry.
9100.
Yeah, okay.
It's 9/11 times 1,000.
Times 1,000.
You mean 9100?
911,000.
And then when he goes, it'll be 9/11 times 346,002.
Yeah.
What does that mean? No one knows. But anyways, so
that was not that I'm telling Matt and Trey how to do comedy, but that one didn't pay off well for me.
Just as a callback.
Just as a callback over and over.
That was funny.
Yeah,
but anyways,
like, I don't know. I didn't need this.
Mount Rushmore is their base. They fly into George Washington's mouth, I believe. And Chris is a douche for no reason until we find out later that we'll just give it away. Spoiler alert. Chris. He's always constantly saying awful things.
Spoiler alert!
Jesus, it scared the shit out of me.
I literally thought that was a fire drill. And I was like, well, I'm just going to keep going. I don't care about fires.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's play, just because I'm bringing up Chris, let's play clip number 6. This is Chris talking trash to Gary before their first mission.
Let's get one thing straight, actor. I don't trust you. And if you betray us, I'll rip your fucking balls off and stuff them up your ass so that the next time you shit, you'll shit all over your balls. Got it? What's your problem with me? Yeah? You want to go? Guys!
My favorite in the end is, yeah, you want to go? So, I'm not going to really riff on that, because there's just not many things to do.
Yeah.
Other than balls shitting.
I mean, I have a gripe with just the logic and physics behind that. Is you wouldn't shit all over your balls if your balls were in your ass.
Shit them out.
You'd shit them out.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only thing.
In case you wondered, I mean, anatomy. We're very good about being
scientifically accurate.
Scientifically accurate
I
here.
went to school.
Mom, all
Yeah,
right?
thanks for making me do that, Mom.
Thanks.
Now
So-
I have to do this.
It's paid off real well, right? Free podcast.
But you can hit us up on our Venmo account.
Yeah, you,
at,
you pay us in thumbs up. By the way, that person didn't thumbs down us last time.
know.
We called them out and they didn't do it.
I don't know why. I don't know what happened to
They
him.
we'll get double thumbs down this time. But Gary or Chris, turns out he doesn't like actors because he was so excited as a kid to go see Cats. Mm-hmm. And he went there and he went backstage and they were having like a drunken Cats orgy and he was taken advantage of by Mr. Mephistopheles.
He sure was.
Which is just...
How could you not blame actors for that?
Which is such a stupid... Oh, God, that it's so, again, wildly offensive, but such a stupid thing that you can't help but laugh at the fact that...
I feel like I'd be more traumatized by cats than by actors at that point.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just want to avoid
like
household
when the
pets.
cats attack at the end, I'd be terrified of that.
I would be like, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm out.
Okay, let's keep going. So then when Gary quits, this is one of my... I pretty much pulled clips from every song because I love every song in this movie. This is the fake country song, Freedom Isn't Free.
And which is correct.
Sounds a lot like a lot of things played on like super patriotic radio stations around the 4th of July, like that one that always plays, oh, proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And when I was a kid, I used to just belt along to that. And then the more you learn about kind of like the inner corrupt politics of our country, you're like, yeah, I'm proud to be an American, but are we free? I mean, we are.
Sure.
By comparison, we are.
Sure.
But there's some... It's an over-glamorized view, and this...
You feel freer when you're singing country songs.
You do.
Let me just put it that
Don't
way.
get me wrong. I love this country. Before anybody gets weird with it, which nobody on
I
Earth...
mean, I hope your friend isn't watching right now.
I hope Trump isn't watching.
Donnie.
Johnny, oh my God. I want to see a movie with Donald Trump as the bad guy, directed by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I want to see a Team America World Police 2 where they realize America has turned on them and they have to fight back against America.
Interesting, and that would give a whole new meaning to the puppets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Hey. And you could have a real-life Vladimir Putin make a cameo being a puppet for Trump, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure he does random cameos in South Park created
American films. Yeah.
I think so.
If he doesn't, he should.
He should.
It's an untapped market for
Russian
monarchs.
Just saying.
Anyways,
Anyways,
I don't think so. He's a
Whatever.
president.
Dictator.
I think he was elected.
Pretty much a dictator. So let's play clip number 3, please. It sounds kind of real.
Yeah.
And if you don't throw in your bucko
It's my favorite part.
It costs $1.05.
It's the Bucko 5.
freedom
And the guy going in the background. I don't understand. I remember seeing this and being like, where did Bucko 5 come from? Does that have, if anybody knows if that has any relevance or if it's just, I think it's completely random. But I mean, if freedom only costs $1.05, and if that would fix everything in our country, I'll chip in $2.10 instead of $2.10.
For who? For you and your wife?
For everybody.
Oh.
I'll chip in instead of $1.05. Well, I mean, if I did for everybody, then that would be millions of dollars.
Yeah, you would owe all the money.
All the money.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Don't say for
I would chip
everybody.
in for myself $2.10 instead of $1.05 just to say, hey, I'm with it.
Oh, so you're like, so you know how at some of those coffee shops you can buy like a community coffee?
Yeah.
And then like the homeless people come in and
Yeah.
they're like, I'll have a community
Yeah.
coffee, and they take one off the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do that.
I would do that.
But for freedom.
But for freedom.
Nice.
If it was $1.05.
Yeah.
I think it's more than $1.05.
Do they take personal checks?
Do they take Venmo?
Where do we send our freedom money?
Guilty
to?
Movie Pledgers, sponsored by Venmo. Venmo is I'm kidding. We're not actually sponsored by Venmo. I don't know.
Not
if
yet.
I don't know if
Can you guys add Venmo for us?
Am I allowed? I want to get Dolby Theaters to.
Can you guys add
promote us?
Venmo and add Dolby for us? And keep on the Lonely Island, please.
Yeah, there we go. Keep on the Lonely Island. So then
You have a lot of homework this week.
Kim Jong-il
GMP
is
fans.
introduced as the bad guy.
At King Jong-il. I can't say his name. Why can't I say his name?
I like it.
I keep saying jump.
I think you keep saying King Jump Eel. Like
That's how I see him.
King Jump Eel, dog.
That's how I see him.
That's his rapper. That was his rapper name.
When he was younger.
When he was alive.
He was going through a phase.
When he was alive. Kim Jong-un is now in power,
when
right?
he was younger than dead.
When he was younger than dead, yes.
Yeah.
So Kim Jong-il is introduced, and the crazy thing is how much of a stink was made over the interview, that James Franco, Seth Rogen movie, that was about them going to kill Kim Jong-un. his son.
King Jong-un.
King Jong-un, yep.
Right.
And how, which just sounds Jumpoon.
Don't
keep it classy.
Yeah, come on.
Keep it classy.
Come on, Ben. We're running a classy podcast here.
Come on.
Yeah. Try not to say
I think your mom's trying to tune out most of what I say and just focus on you and be like, I'm so proud of my son here.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Kim Jong-il, I'm amazed that maybe this did stir more controversy, but maybe because it's puppets, they didn't care. But
so here, I heard an interview with Matt and Trey where they were asked, who have, in your careers, you've taken shots at lots of people.
Yeah.
Who have you gotten the most back from?
Yeah.
And they, without hesitation and like at the exact same time, were like, Sean Penn.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Apparently when this...
I would think George Lucas or Steven Spielberg, when they did that episode of them raping Indiana Jones after the 4th movie came out.
No one else cares. Everyone else has a sense of humor about themselves. But
Sean Penn.
Apparently Sean Penn was in the trailer for this and he saw himself and wrote them an open letter in some sort of publication and like faxed it to them, and part of the letter was, I've been to Iraq. And they were like, it was so funny because that's literally all he says in this movie. I've been to Iraq. And he like unintentionally included it in his rebuttal to their farce.
That's where I think this movie, as dated as some of the jokes are, I think it works if you're a liberal. I think it works if you're a conservative, because it makes fun of liberals as much as it makes fun of conservatives.
Yeah, making fun of people.
Yeah,
as individuals was fine with me.
And it makes fun of, like, because the big thing conservative people or Trump fans always say is, these Hollywood actors should shut up, which is ironic because their president is a reality TV star that is now running their country. So I always love it when they're like, actors shouldn't have a political opinion. It's like, well, neither should a reality TV star.
Well,
and he's running our country.
Do they say that? Do they say reality stars shouldn't have a political opinion? They don't.
The Kardashians.
They say actors.
If a Kardashian was first lady, they wouldn't mind.
2020, Kanye 2020.
Oh, God. If the Rock might be right. I love The Rock so much, but I am so annoyed by that. Because it makes me love him less. I'm like, no, don't do that.
I've seen people that are like super excited about the possibility, and it's like, have you not learned a single fucking thing?
Like, I love The Rock, and
all right.
Anyways, we won't get into that. That just will make me angry because I love him so much.
But he's so strong. That's the thing.
And then
he has huge muscles.
We literally will be an idiocracy because there'll be a WWE player, a wrestler as president.
Yeah, I stick with player. I like player better.
WWE player.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kim Jong-il, this is an example of the dialect they chose for it. Can we play clip number 4?
Do you have any idea how fucking busy I am? I cannot believe that I actually have a Chechen standing here telling me when he's gonna take a delivery. Hello?
So bad, I know. It's so bad, but it's kind of funny because for me, it's making fun of Kim Jong-il. But
it's not.
It's also racist. I know. I don't know how to touch this one. So bad.
Yeah.
This is one of those that maybe culturally isn't as.
We just don't handle it as much. Like we handle the like the gay jokes a lot more now.
Unless it's a Michael Bay movie.
Right. But I mean, just like we're used to talking about it, and I guess we don't talk about making fun of Asian accents as much.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Because like,
again, though, I feel like they get away with it because they make fun of everyone. And that's what I think is like making fun. Like, they're making fun of America just as much.
I mean, they get away with it. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that there was any criticism for any of this and any of that was justified at the time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like, it's tough watching it now.
Yeah, I can see that.
It like things have changed.
Anyhow, Hans Brix. I love when Hans Brix comes in. I don't even know what his real name is. Hans Brix, and then he feeds him to the sharks, and his head gets ripped off. But this is my favorite. So when he gets Valmorphinized, when Gary comes back, they do this elaborate, basically spoof on Face Off, where they're showing how they're shrinking they're changing all of his features, and then all it looks like they did is put dirt makeup on his face and patchy beard, like when Keanu Reeves tries to grow out a beard.
Yeah.
And how it grows in patches.
It grows on his forehead. I
mean, no. I love Keanu. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Keanu, I love him, but if you notice, he has and a lot of people. my mustache takes forever to grow, so I just look like I'm rocking like the Amish beard.
Yeah.
So
you should grow.
All facial hair wasn't made alike.
You should grow the inverse of your patches longer, and then stop shaving the patch part, and then just grow it out.
Just grow this and this and this.
Yeah.
Just have like. It'd be like weirder than John Travolta's facial hair choices in the early 2000s.
It would be
if you saw Swordfish.
It would be weirder
Punisher
than Ben Affleck's performance in Pearl Harbor.
It'd be weirder
right?
than that.
It would be weirder than that.
Weirder than that.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie sucks. That movie sucks so much. So here's the American anthem that when I saw this in theaters and had no idea this was coming because I hadn't even seen a trailer for this movie. This is back before trailers ruined everything.
Yeah.
Now, like, do not watch the third trailer to War for the Planet of the Apes. It ruins the entire movie. I didn't see it and I watched it after. I do that game now where I watch the teaser and nothing else, and then after the movie I watch all the trailers they have online and you're like, oh, it's a whole movie in 3 minutes.
I've heard that trailer also ruined Dunkirk.
It did ruin Dunkirk.
Which is crazy. Like, it doesn't even have any footage in it.
Not even the same.
That's nuts.
Christopher Nolan actually hand selects the footage he gives to trailer houses and won't let so everything that he puts in trailers is a teaser.
See, that's smart.
And never from the third act. It's only for the first half of the movie.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
There's going to be a Christopher Nolan movie one time that, like, the third act is just a musical, and you're like, what the fuck?
I had no
this
idea
is not
this
what I
was
signed
coming.
up for. Yeah.
It'd be like if the second half of La La Land continued being a musical.
Oh, that would be interesting if
shots
they
fired.
had done that. Yeah.
Shots fired. So anyways, let's play clip number 5, because this stays a musical the whole time. Clip number 5, please. Yes! I just want to jam out to this.
It's a pretty nice tune.
You know. Yep. And then there's that.
And
then there's that.
They tag it with the dick joke.
You know, they go. I wish they thought of something a little more clever than lick my butt and suck on my balls, but you know.
I mean, more clever or more. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So more clever.
You know,
sure.
I do know that when they were batting around campaign ideas for Trump, the MAGA was in the forefront, but they had batted around some other ideas to be a little bit more edgier. To what do they call it? To shake up the marketplace. What do they call that when they break? They need something to break through the noise.
Yep.
And he thought of just coming out and literally just having Mike Pence just yell, "America, fuck yeah!" But of course, Mike Pence is super religious, so he put the
wouldn't
kibosh
say
on
it.
that.
They thought about having my mom do it,
He wouldn't
and she
even
was
say,
like,
He wouldn't even say America, heck yeah.
No.
And-
He the only thing he would say was America, yeah.
Yeah. And he also couldn't be on stage with a woman alone.
Right.
There had to be that woman's husband or boyfriend and
Or son.
son.
Yep. Someone to protect that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because little do you know, Mike Pence has urges. What if Mike Pence just has like this weird like pheromone issue where like if he's in a room alone with a woman, he's just like, I can't contain myself, and you're like,
we're
what?
being totally insensitive to Mike Pence's problems right now.
We are.
He's like, I can't. I literally can't control.
Maybe he turns into a werewolf.
We don't know.
Who knows?
We just don't know enough about Mike Pence.
We don't.
Someone enlighten us.
They never do it. He's hanging in the back, going, I'll just let this blow over.
I'm waiting for the
And then I'll come out and go,
story.
America, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Interestingly enough, that's also.
How much time do we have? I don't even know. Okay, perfect.
Forever? Cool.
Forever. 9 p.m.?
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect.
3 hours on this show?
Lead actress of Superstore, America Ferrera. That's actually when she walks onto set. They have to play.
Oh yeah. Can you play what America Ferrera's theme song when she walks on a Superstore? Clip number whatever that was.
Maybe
Five?
five. Maybe 5.
Yeah, there we go. America's walking on set, everybody.
And she walks on with her arms out like this.
And then they all like just throw confetti and like just.
And her personal assistant sprays her with a water bottle just to cool her off because of the hot lights.
They feed her just like sushi
with a
and
long
stuff,
spoon.
like, long spoon.
So they don't have to get
Sushi with a long spoon.
That's how you eat
I don't know why I
sushi.
chose sushi. You don't eat sushi with a long spoon? I guess I don't.
That's
No.
weird.
That's weird. Who doesn't do that?
You know who does? Mike motherfucking Pence.
Mike mother Pence.
Mother Pence.
Mother sister Pence.
Yeah.
Oh man, that guy just he looks like a serial killer to me. Mike Pence looks like a guy who has a lot of bodies in his basement.
By the way, that information is coming from friend of CIA agent Ben Begley.
I wonder if I could get in trouble for saying he looks like a serial killer. He just looks like that guy, like a Ted Bundy type.
Don't walk it back.
Who you're
Yeah.
like, he's so charming and like, not. I don't think he's charming, but like, he's like he's too Republican American looking. He's too like, he looks like he came out of a Republican politician factory. Like he just was like hand pressed, like a old white-haired Ken doll version of what Republicans want in office. Old white men Republicans in office.
What was that movie about the author who was writing a story and then the character showed up at his door?
Ruby Sparks?
Maybe that also, but that's not the one I was like.
Oh, Stranger Than Fiction.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah. It's like that.
It's like that. Someone was writing the Republican manifesto, and Mike Pence knocked on the door, and they were like,
here.
"I'm mother's sister, Mike Pence."
I don't think Mike Pence has killed anyone. It's clearly against his religion.
He doesn't think.
He does.
He can't be sure.
I can't be sure. Hey, can't unprove it.
Yeah. So it's fact. So it's fact.
So in this day and age, if you can't disprove it, it's fact.
Fact.
You can't prove that global warming is not real. Well, yeah, you can.
Well, you can.
If you listen to 99% of scientists.
You can't prove that Venmo doesn't sponsor our podcast. So, fact.
Pretty sure all you have to do is call them and they'll say no. Especially after this episode. So we talked about how they go into like a terrorist-inspired, Tatooine-inspired terrorist where it's like, jihad.
Yeah.
And it's just, but it's like definitely.
Muhammad Ali.
It's definitely like the. And one of my favorite moments in that scene is when the empath comes in and goes, Gary! And then they pull their guns out and she just Gatling guns the whole room and then calmly goes, Gary! Just so stupid. But so long story short, he talks his way in with the terrorists because he tells a monologue about when his sheep were killed by the infidels.
He acts,
but he calls upon when his brother was murdered, as we find out, by apes because he was acting.
Because of his acting?
Because he was acting on the rails and he fell in. And then his brother jumped in to save him and he had blueberries in his pocket. I didn't know. I want to know, fact check. I should have checked this. Are gorillas into blueberries?
I really don't think so.
I don't think so. But we'll find out. You know, they didn't touch on that in the War for the Planet of the Apes movie.
Definitely not in the trailer.
No. The trailer
watch the Dunkirk trailer.
And maybe they'll find out if gorillas eat blueberries.
Gorillas love blueberries.
That'd be a great folk band, Gorillas Eat Blueberries.
Well, there was a lot of, like, I had
a dodgeball team, Gorillas Eat Blueberries.
I had a burning question about what he was acting on that ledge. Like, what does that mean? I was acting on the ledge?
It sounds like he was just dicking around and you know.
I was up there acting.
And then they had to gas all the gorillas, which at the time, a lot of this at the time seemed ridiculous. Like it would never happen. And now it's like, that's the thing that was the hardest for me to laugh at. Was like,
Harambe's family has not watched this movie because they can't.
They can't.
It's too sensitive.
It's the thing though, like, a lot of this stuff when it came out in 2004 seemed fucking ridiculous. Seemed like, oh, that would never happen. Nobody would ever fall into a gorilla pit and then they'd have to gas all of them. It's like, oh no, that happened with Harambe.
It definitely happened.
Oh no, we wouldn't have, like, it just.
Not only did it happen, but we know that gorilla's name. Like, imagine that 2004, Ben.
Yeah.
On your date.
I mean. Now you just took me to a dark place. I went back in time and I warned 2004, Ben.
Damn.
I warged back in time like Bran Stark.
Oh,
Game
spoiler.
of Thrones.
Spoiler.
Oh shit. Whatever. So then we get introduced to the actors because the actors are mad because the Sphinx was destroyed, the pyramids were destroyed by Team America. Everybody's like, Team America is the enemy, not terrorists. And they introduce Matt Damon. Everybody else gets either a decent impression of them, like Alec Baldwin kind of sounds like Alec Baldwin, kind of. Sean Penn just sounds like Hartman. Sam Jackson just sounds like a black guy, basically. Just generic black guy.
Tim Robbins doesn't sound like Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins is a weird one.
Tim Robbins is just kind of like, I'm Tim Robbins. Hey. It's like deep voice Cartman.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with deep throat Cartman. Oh, God. Gross. Why did I say that? Anyways, can we play clip number 7? This is Matt Damon's impression.
Matt Damon.
And it just keeps happening.
I wonder what's going to happen when Matt Damon, hopefully no time soon, but is no longer with us, because he's just a fucking punching bag. Like, he gets it from everyone.
From his friends, even.
From
like
his
Jimmy
friend,
Kimmel.
like, he's such a champion. He takes it so well.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm just worried that all the making fun of that he absorbs will be spread out across people that can't deal with it, and it'll just be chaos.
Because energy cannot be created nor destroyed, so that making fun of energy will just disperse.
Yeah.
Well, we already know our president can't take being made fun of.
Yes.
So I hope no more go. Well, let's just keep directing it towards him.
Yeah.
Why not? Can we play Matt Damon again? Because I hear that when he won the Academy Award for Good Will Hunting for Best Screenplay, he was just so overcome with emotion that all he could get out at first, before Ben Affleck kind of nudged him and gave him like a bro, let's do this, was this.
Matt Damon.
Ben Affleck was like, yes, they already announced our names.
Right, we got it.
They already announced our names.
I heard, actually, after Ben Affleck watched this movie, he was like starting to think about his life and his choices, and he was like, man, Pearl Harbor, I did not do a great job. And he was like inconsolable. Yeah. And one of his friends went over and was like, hey man, like, and he was like, I don't want to talk to you. And they were like, well, who do you want to talk to? Who can I bring over here? And he was like,
Matt Damon.
And after that, he started directing.
Right.
He switched the script, and
that's how we got Argo.
That's how he got Argo. Yeah. Was talking to Matt Damon. It's so good. So we talked about the puppet dance. It's not unlike how both of us dance in real life. Yeah. I love that. Hey, do you want to dance? Oh, great. And when she's like, do you think it's okay to date a coworker? And he's like, I think it's more than okay. And it's happy. Like, half of this is visual gags, so it just makes me look like a weirdo doing it. But and then we find out that she's in love with Gary. Everybody's in love with Gary.
I mean, how could you not
actor. Then she says, I promise me you'll never die, because she doesn't want another one to die like her almost fiance. Yeah. And he goes, I can't promise that. And she says, if you promise me that, I'll make love to you right now. And I love that he turns around and goes, I promise I will never die. And it's the most stale delivery ever. And then we're treated to, mind you, this was the unrated cut, so half of that sex scene did not happen in theaters. Namely, how it starts off like a 90s classy sex scene and escalates to German poo porn. Right.
I feel like I saw maybe the edited. I only saw like a 2-minute sex scene, but I understand there's like an extended 6-minute sex scene.
There's bodily fluid. Yeah, they pee and poop on each other.
Great.
It's
okay.
disgusting.
No, I didn't see that part.
It's disgusting. Even though it's puppets, you're still like, okay. And
so you guys got to, if you're watching this, you guys just got to see the moment where I was in my life the most pleased with my choices. I've never been more happy about a choice I made.
You don't have to relive that.
I didn't watch the 6-minute Team America sex scene.
So I think though that even though it made it on the DVD, I assume that was one of those jokes they put in to get away with other graphic stuff in the sex scene. Yeah. I'm sure what it was is like like they did with South Park the movie. They were like, the censors will never allow this, but then they'll allow the incredibly gratuitous other stuff. Sure. But let's move on from the puppet sex scene, because it's making me uncomfortable.
I want to talk about it a little more.
Okay, perfect. You want to just do a play-by-play?
No.
Each position?
Can we break down each part?
So the Panama Canal attack happens. Everybody's blaming Durkistan and Team America. Gary leaves the team. He says he's dead inside. Yep. Then we have the sad Team America anthem. Can we play clip number 8? Like rain as he's like driving off, and they're all sadly flying away.
But still, America, fuck yeah.
You know, I've seen some videos of Trump supporters online that before were very much America, fuck yeah, when they were like, we're getting coal, we're getting our jobs back, we're getting Obamacare out of there. Yep. I like my affordable health care. I hate Obamacare. You know, that kind of stuff. Yep. And then they were like, America, fuck yeah. And now that it's been, 200 plus days, they're trying to muster it. They're trying to muster it.
Doing the best they can.
But it's a little bit more like, they're like, we still got you, ISIS. We still got you. Kind of. We pulled out of every international relationship we have.
I mean, we have you because we're the best, but we're just not showing it right now.
I still love my country. And I can't really remove my Make America Great Again tattoo that I have on my heart.
On your nipple?
This is where my heart is, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I wasn't sure where I was going to place it. Yeah. And then I just chose.
And you like...
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what I was doing. I was pointing to the G.I. Joe flag, which was my most patriotic shirt I had, by the way.
How about that?
I had a Captain America shirt, but if you can believe it, it was actually smaller than this one, and it already looks like I'm wearing a child's large. I'm not trying to show off the non-existent guns that I have, but I've recently learned that I should not dry any of my shirts anymore.
Okay.
Because then it comes up to three-quarters of the bicep.
Well, now you know. It's good to find out that sort of stuff early in life.
Shirt. Yeah. After I've ruined most of my outfits. So anyways, Spotswood gets blown up. Michael Moore comes in, and we play clip number 9 because this is one of my favorite. I've said this way too many times in my life out of context, and it's a little bit of an offensive phrase to say.
Jesus, titty fucking.
I never noticed that he yells, "Cry!" as he's getting blown back. And I don't know how many times I've been in I've like rolled up to traffic on the 405 and just been like,
Jesus, titty fucking.
and then Renee's like, eventually you can't say that
Right.
because our daughter's going to understand what you're saying. Could you imagine
I'm going to try to.
if my daughter's first words in front of like Grandma and Grandpa Begley were, "Hi, Grandma, Grandpa."
Jesus, titty fucking.
And they'd just be like, "What?"
That was a full exclamation. That wasn't like a partial word that we tried to like tell people was a full word.
No.
That was like an actual
That was
statement.
I mean, my daughter's pretty advanced.
I'm not saying
So
she's not.
I'm saying she's going to have a phrase be her first thing.
It's not going to be a word. We're telling her not to say just a word.
You're saying just hold out.
Hold out until you have a full thought.
Don't just save it.
Don't come at me with mama or daddy. Come at me with Jesus titty fucking Christ.
Jesus.
Be a fucking grown up, Daisy.
Can we play? So the team gets blown up. They're all kidnapped by Kim Jong-il, and they're all sad. And Kim Jong-il is sad because no one takes him seriously.
King Jump Ill.
King Jump-il.
Sorry, that's his real name.
King Jump-il, sorry.
Yeah.
Can we play clip number 10? This is his lament, which is also wildly offensive. But
So lonely.
sorry, it's really funny.
So lonely inside real alone.
This is so bad.
No one, just the only. Sitting on my rental phone. I work very hard and make up
sorry.
friends, but no
I feel so guilty laughing at this.
No one understands. Seems like no one takes me seriously.
It's so offensive.
I'm lonely. Yeah. A bit of lonely.
That's my favorite part at the end when he goes, So, okay, there was a fan of ours online that mentioned that I should start the show by singing that.
Yep.
And I respectfully declined because...
But respectfully.
Respectfully, because of a white dude singing "I'm So Lonely" out of context.
It's much
even
better
in context.
if King Jump Ill is
It's
doing it.
much better if King Jump-il does. We won't touch that anymore, but God, that makes me laugh, and I feel awful about it.
I think so. Part of it, I guess, for me, why it maybe part of why it didn't translate to now is because it's literally one joke. It's just a joke of
bash.
like,
yeah.
and like I've heard it before, so
Yeah.
it maybe just the air came out of the sails a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways,
So I'm
I
sure that
feel
was part
terrible
of it.
about laughing at that. I'm not a racist, I promise, but that joke is racist. Anyways, your favorite part of the movie. I know how much you love throwing up in movies.
So I have a major bone to pick with everyone in this industry.
Thinks vomiting is
seeing
hilarious.
throw up does not make what you're doing prestigious. It doesn't make it more realistic. It doesn't make me feel like we're in the world. It doesn't make me feel like that person
so you
is
mean even in
sick.
like say you're watching a drama about a heroin addict?
Fucking anything.
You
I
would
don't
rather
need to
you would
see-
rather see the toilet and just hear it the second you see
than
it.
see it coming out of their mouth. Everyone is doing that now. Like every show on HBO has done it at some point in the last season.
And it also is never how people really vomit. You never just go "Bleh," and throw up a perfect amount that could fit in your mouth.
yeah.
The only time it's really funny is on SNL when they get the puke tubes.
When they get the puke tubes, it's fine because you can like it just looks like a hose.
Yeah.
But if
when,
you can see it coming out of someone's mouth-
Robert Goulet's Christmas thing where he's like, "It's going too fast. I'm gonna throw up."
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And like I get the gag for this was that he's gonna throw up an like just an unnecessary and not normal amount. like way more than could ever fit in him.
I feel like I have an eyelash killing me right now, but you're still disgusted when it's a puppet throwing up.
Yeah, when you see it coming out of someone's mouth, it's so unnecessary.
So that's your pet peeve. So we should choose movies from here on out sans throwing up.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good to know.
If there's a list compiled anywhere of movies that don't have actual throw up in it, we will take from that list.
Can we? So then there is a monologue that I didn't pull because it's so much that is then called back in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But he basically gets told by another drunk bar patron that there's only 3 kinds of people in this world: dicks, pussies, and assholes, which we'll get to. And it's very explained, and your mom already heard it, so I won't feel that bad. But long story short, he decides to go back and fight for freedom. I forget what changes his mind. What changes his mind? He goes back and finds that everything's blown up and Spotswood's is still alive. And then there's that awful scene where Spotswood is. It's kind of funny, and then it goes too far, where it's like, no, we have to go back because they're saying it so seriously and committed with like, we have to go back to that first moment of trust where you were worried I wanted you to blow me. Now you have to blow me to prove that we have trust again.
Yep.
And it's like, I think that his delivery of that's hilarious, but then I wish they didn't go through with it.
Well, so the joke works just as well if they shorten that whole bit and he says exactly what you just said. We have to go back to the first moment of trust, and I have to make sure you trust me, and get Gary to commit to doing it, and then saying, I'm kidding, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like the joke still works.
Because then all you get is later on where he says it over the loudspeaker. He's so committed, he would blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I think it would still work if he goes, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, if he just like, if we took it all the way up to that moment, because and that way you can call back, but you can still build throughout. You could have put one more in there where he was like, and I will do this for you as long as you suck my dick. I'm kidding, man. And like he could have taken it further and further every time,
because it's super awkward to watch him disappear and then just Spotswood's dead puppet eyes. It's just creepy.
Yeah.
I would have even rather it just be like left open that you don't know if he did or not, and then they say at the end, he loves this country so much that and then the payoff would be he did actually, instead of seeing it played out and then hammering it over your head.
That's why they ended The Sopranos the way they did.
Yep. There we go. Perfect.
There you go. Deep cut.
So Pearl Harbor sucks. We did that already. Oh, I forgot to pull the clip of the montage song, but if you haven't seen it, just watch the clip for the montage, because they make fun of every action movie ever where they're like, sure, lots of things happening at once, remind everyone of what's going on. With it, every clip, show a little improvement. To show it all would take too long. Gotta have a montage. And it's so funny because every action movie ever, they even say even Rocky has a montage.
Yeah.
And I love that because, if you didn't, think about if the montage didn't exist, every action movie would be 4.5 hours long.
Yes.
Because you'd have to watch them.
You'd have to watch the whole. It would. Every action movie would be a trilogy.
Or it would fade in and fade out and be like 3 months later, and you just miss all of it.
Yeah. Oh, one of the other jokes that I loved that I forgot to say earlier, and it's stupid that I'm bringing it up now, but it's because it's so small. But when they're I forget where they were going, but they were like Central America. They were somewhere in Central America, and the description of it was like 2,000 miles south of the real America. That was funny. So there you go. There's another one. There's another one.
I love that they spoof The Matrix when he comes in. They spoof Star Wars. He comes up like Luke
Mission
Skywalker.
Impossible when he rips his face off.
Which, holy shit, I remember seeing Mission Impossible 2 and being like, how many masks of people does he just have? And how does this...
Infinite.
Like, how does that work in a real world?
He has a mask of you.
Oh my God. It's all that Scientology. He got to the fourth theta blocker or whatever it is.
No, it's not. It's not a blocker.
Oh, it's I don't know. Xenu? I don't know.
That's a thing. He was audited. I know that much.
Oh, okay.
That's what they do.
So
they
Trump.
audit.
So who knows?
Not
We're
yet.
never going to see Tom Cruise's tax returns either.
No, not audited by tax, but the Scientology process is called auditing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just proves even more how much of a money scheme it is.
There you go.
We're just taking jabs everywhere.
Well, it's Team America World Police.
We got to Archie Bunker it.
When in Rome. Blow up the... I don't know.
Don't do it.
Blow up Italy.
So there's slow motion puppet walking like a Tarantino movie. The gory deaths we already kind of talked about. Gene Garofalo's head exploding at the back.
Yep.
We talked about the cast of cats. Danny Glover's head gets chewed off by one of the cats that they say are panthers. Yeah. There's so many. Helen Hunt gets cut in half.
It's really fun to see. I guess 13 years later, who the celebrities they chose were, and like who was important in 2004.
Yeah.
Because Helen Hunt isn't anymore.
And like Tim Robbins is still a great actor, but he's not doing as much
anything.
now. But it's also funny that they're a lot of these people are still super vocal politically.
Yeah.
In fact, they're almost more vocal politically than they are in acting. We're just going to get a whole slate of celebrities running for office in 2020.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Like I said, I love The Rock, but I can't fathom that.
You love watching The Rock?
Yeah. I don't want to run in my country.
Enough.
And here's the other thing.
Plenty. He's in Ballers.
Here's the one of two things are going to happen. He's either going to run, win, and be awesome, but still not be in movies. And I want him in movies. I'm going to miss him in Fast and Furious movies and miss him in G.I. Joe. Or he's going to run and lose and be kind of like, why'd you do that? Or run and win and be terrible. And then I'm going to have to hate The Rock. And I don't want to have to hate him.
Yeah.
Because I love The Rock.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I even tried to force myself to love Baywatch. But I hated the movie, but I still love The Rock in it.
Because of Zac Efron. Fuck Zac Efron.
No, he seems
that was
seems
unnecessary.
He seems like a
I really don't have an opinion about Zac Efron.
I feel like he's unnaturally cut. It makes me feel awful about myself.
It did not represent my true stance on Zac.
So we're getting close to running way too long on this one. So let's get to where Gary comes out and he realizes he has to outact Alec Baldwin, which he says is impossible.
It's impossible. He's the greatest actor of all time.
Then he remembers the drunk guy at the bar's speech. And let's play, it's a long one, so buckle up, folks. Clip number 12, this is how he convinces everyone that we need America, specifically Team America.
Oh, no, we aren't. We're dicks.
Oh.
We're reckless, arrogant, stupid dicks.
Kind of.
True.
Yeah.
Truth.
And the Film Actors Guild are pussies.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And Kim Jong-il is an asshole.
True.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
So far, all true.
Pussies don't like dicks. Because pussies get fucked by dicks.
Okay. I can see
But
that.
dicks also fuck assholes.
In some instances, yes.
Sometimes.
Assholes who just want to shit on everything.
They don't all want to.
Not all.
Pussies
That's a
may think they
generalization.
can deal with assholes their way. But the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick.
That's actually not true.
That's not true.
That's
There's several other
100%
items
not true.
that-
Yeah.
The problem with dicks is that sometimes they fuck too much.
Yep.
Or
True.
fuck when it isn't appropriate.
Definitely
Yo,
true.
for sure.
Yes.
Like in Cats.
Yes.
Like a
And it
cat.
takes a pussy to show them that. But sometimes pussies get so full of shit that they become assholes themselves.
I don't think that.
I don't think that.
Because
think
pussies
that's
are
a
only an
German
inch and a
poop
half
one,
away
yeah.
from assholes.
It's only an inch and a half away from that.
Also true.
I don't know much.
I think it
of
might be
this
shorter
crazy,
distance.
How many years from
crazy world.
9/11 are pussies? All
But
right.
I do know that if you don't let us fuck this asshole, we are gonna have our dicks and our pussies all covered in shit.
But that would happen if you
Yeah.
fuck the ass. That would
Well,
also happen.
depending on, anyways, I don't know, but
The cleanliness.
cleanliness of,
How
of-
clean is
of King Jump
King
Ill.
Jump Ill?
So anyway, the thing I love about that monologue is it's like we just did a commentary for it. Some of it's true.
Yeah.
Some of it's wildly offensive and ridiculous and obviously very vulgar, but it actually kind of makes sense. And so it's one of those dick and fart jokes in this movie that pays off because it makes sense. And it actually has a comparison to real life instead of just being lick my butt and suck on my balls.
Sure.
And then also how committed he delivers that monologue.
I mean, he's trying to outact the
It's
greatest
super funny.
actor that we have.
It's one of my favorite speeches ever. It's so ridiculous, but I love it so much. They cancel the bomb by clicking the big cancel button. He frees Sarah, and they have this little Jerry Maguire moment. Can we play clip number 13?
Lisa, I'm crazy about you. Will you please forgive me if I can...
You had me at dicks fuck assholes.
Classic girl. I actually, there was a girl I used to date back way long ago, and she was kind of off the charts, bizarre. Like she just was party girl, too party for me.
Yeah, if you have to check the bizarre charts before you start
she's
dating.
too
a girl.
party,
Yeah.
like into ecstasy and stuff. Which I know, no, if you're into that, cool. I'm just more straight edge.
I heard Zac Efron's into it.
I'm more straight edge.
Just saying.
He can't prove it's not true.
Yeah.
I'm more straight edge. And so I remember one time I was like, I thought I should break up with her, and then I went back to her and I was like, look, I feel bad, and I started to apologize, and this is what played
Lisa,
out.
I'm crazy about you. Will you please forgive me if I can...
You had me at dicks fuck assholes.
And I was like, that I never
Didn't say that.
said that.
That wasn't me.
And that's when I went, Okay, pull the ripcord on this one.
And you were like, I think she might be cheating on me.
I think she might be cheating on me.
I think she's talking about some other dude. Right
Ironically, she did, true life story, she did break up with me because she was like, I can't only be with you. And I was like, what?
I also have to be with ecstasy.
I have to also do the other thing that clip just said that I don't want to say in front of your mom. And then Kim Jong-il turns out to be an alien cockroach, which is super random and weird.
But also true.
Also,
believe it or not,
you can't prove it's not true.
Don't tell me it's not true because you can't prove it.
He gets kicked in the nuts and falls on one of those spear hats. I forget. I know it's an ornamental hat.
Yep.
I don't know what.
I hope you're not looking at me for answers.
Okay,
here.
cool, perfect.
Yeah,
he gets killed and the cockroach
spear hat is
flies away into space. And then we end on America, fuck yeah. And this is a list of things they chose to say fuck yeah about. Can we play clip number 14?
The Gap?
Baseball cap. NFL.
What was the last one?
Slavery.
Slavery?
You can tell that it feels like what the joke there is that they go, slavery! And one racist one in the bunch goes, fuck yeah! And the rest pause and go, where do we go from here? And then they just look at each other and go, fuck yeah! To like try and... Because there's an extended version of the song on the soundtrack where they're like, they keep going, fuck yeah! And then they go, Republicans! And they go, fuck yeah? So I wish they'd done that with slavery. It would have been funnier if they're like, slavery! And then everybody's like, oh, fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that's our history.
I mean, we have to own it, I guess.
Native Americans in reservations. No. I can't do this anymore, guys. Can we get back to something positive?
Polio.
Walmart. You're in the right direction. Matt Damon. Fuck yeah! That's all we need. We just need Matt Damon.
Or take slavery out and Zac Efron. I'm just kidding. I have no opinion on Zac Efron. You guys leave me alone.
So, just for the record, I do have an opinion on slavery, and that is definitely not a fuck yeah.
That opinion is shared by the entire Guilty Movie Pleasures.
Yes, the entire not a fuck yeah. In fact, that's why I'm saying I wish the joke would have been the one that they do for where they're like, wait, we shouldn't have listed that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the choice there was, but like I said, I think it's the one.
I like you sort of appreciate where they're going with like Americans love America, but like this is also America.
That's what it is. Yeah. This is also. We seem to like. I remember in history class where like you kind of go, where you go, man. So the Nazis super bad. Yeah. There's this part in our history. You know, when we first got over here, we did some things. Native Americans, we call them Indians. Christopher Columbus. You know, let's just move on. Let's just move on from that.
It was way longer ago.
Move on from that.
That wasn't us.
There's this time slavery. Yeah, bad. Lincoln. I remember in history class, it was like, we didn't really focus on slavery. It was more like, Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's such an American, to focus on the white guy that saved everything.
He saved everything.
He's just Lincoln, nobody else.
He won the Academy Award. I don't know if you know that. Or was that Daniel Day? I don't know.
I don't know.
It was one of the two.
It was one of the two.
It was either Abraham Lincoln or Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't know which one it was.
I hope we made our views of America's checkered past clear that, you know, we got some dirt on our...
Okay, so that is the opinion of the Guilty Movie Pleasures podcast. We don't know if that's the opinion of Popcorn Talk TV.
We definitely
We're not sure.
We definitely should say that it isn't.
Oh,
we know it
okay,
isn't.
Yeah.
We know it isn't.
It is for sure.
Okay,
right.
Before we all get kicked off the air.
I'm kidding.
Anyways, can we just play the original as we go out? Clip number 5. We're going to end on this. If you haven't seen Team America, I would love to know what you think of it. If you saw it and it's one of your favorite movies, how does it age for you now? Comment in the sections below on our YouTube channel. Listen to us on iTunes too. Like us on there, give us a review. Follow us on Twitter. Where can they find you, Jesse?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TooMuchJesse. Check us out for sketch comedy at The Prom Losers. We released a sketch last week, Game of Thrones inspired. Check it out. It's on youtube.com/promlosers. We also have a live show coming up at the Nerd Melt stage on Sunday, July 30th at 9 p.m. Sunday sketch show.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You can find me at Begley on Twitter and Instagram, and at Guilty Movie Guys is us. So follow us. We got a little kick in followers after the Lonely Island guys.
Yeah.
So keep on following us, because we love talking. That's where we really focus all our nerd guilty movie talk. So hit us up there. Let us know what you thought about Team America. If you haven't seen it, oh my God, I really want to know how shocked you were by this movie.
And also, we want to know what you thought about Pixels.
Yeah, we want to know what you thought about Pixels. Call back to 10 episodes ago. And until next time, America, fuck yeah.
Freedom is
producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.